Good evening and welcome to the TRHS Sportscasters NFL Week 11. I am Chris Klein, joined by my friends Dylan and Tyler. How you guys doing?
I am doing fantastic, Chris. It's fantastic to have you back as well.
After the Seahawks win, I'm feeling pretty good. So a stress-free Sunday.
It's good to be back. A peek behind the curtain. I was camping last weekend in Panama City Beach, Florida. There's not many better places to camp right there on the water. So had a beautiful view. Even though I was watching my Knowles get trounced, it was still beautiful to get right there on the water, and was able to get in the water a little bit and do some fishing. Caught a stingray. That was cool.
Oh, nice.
One of my favorite vacation spots.
Absolutely.
3 straight spring breaks there.
Yep. Panama City Beach is just about an hour and a half from me, hour and a half from where my parents live. So right in the middle. It's a good meeting place. We had a good time. And we had a movie night, so it was a good time. But
nice.
Glad to be back in it. To watch some NFL tomorrow. I didn't get to watch much of it. I think I was able to watch the afternoon slate, the late afternoon slate.
There were 6 games, so
yeah, thanks to the Masters, which the Masters was
I think it's dumb. It sucks when you're gambling on games, because I made all my bets and then I realized they're all afternoon games, and I think I had 0 action on the first 6 games, and I was like, well, what do I do now? What do I do with my hands? I don't know.
So, yeah, because of the Masters last week, they had a lot of late afternoon slate, and I'm a fan of that personally. They should probably consider having a little bit more afternoon slates than just 2 or 3 games.
I think 3 or 4 is ideal.
Yeah.
I thought I liked it until I gambled. And then I realized it was not a good idea. Very bad idea.
So, how did we do last week? I was not I wasn't on the show, but I did put in my picks, and I'm pretty sure I sucked to high heaven. But let's find out.
I actually didn't go over the week 9, because you were gone.
Oh.
So for week 9, me and Dylan were 6-7, and Chris, you were 5-8.
There you go. See, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Okay, now week 10, Dylan, you were 4-9. Chris, you were 5-8.
Consistent.
And I was 8-5, guys.
Wow. Even a blind troll finds a net every once in a while.
Because I picked the Rams to win.
No, it's not going to happen again. So I can promise you that. I will take my rightful place as number 1 again.
I haven't added them all up yet, so it could be anybody's game.
So let's get into this week. Should be an interesting week. We got some things to talk about for sure, with the news of Taysom Hill being the starting quarterback for New Orleans. That's a thing that happened. So we will get into that, and just more than just what we think on the game, because we have thoughts on that too. But we also all have opinions of why and what WTF kind of thing. So let's go ahead and get into this. The first game, Cincinnati at Washington, pick'em game. Honestly, I think it was like a half point that Washington was favored. I was like, nope, it's pick'em. So Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and the crew. Nick Chubb is back. Not Nick Chubb. Gio Bernard is the running back for Cincinnati. Joe Mixon's still out. Joe Mixon was just put on IR, by the way, so he's out for the next 3 weeks regardless. So his season might be over, maybe. And we'll see if Cincinnati's still in the running in 3 weeks, if it's worth bringing him back.
Yep.
So what do you think about this, guys? I've been beating this drum for like 3 or 4 weeks. Washington's going to win this division.
I'm right there with you. I think that Washington defense is legit. I think it's good. Terry McLaurin is a beast. I think he's a top 10 receiver in this league. Just a quick stat: Bengals 0-17-1 in their last 18 games outright on the road. 0-17-1 outright. This is a pick'em game. They're 11-7 against the spread in those games. This being a pick'em game, they have to win. They're 0-18. So I got to go Washington here. Washington is the better team all around. I don't know why this is a pick'em game, people just believe in Joe Burrow for some reason, I think. And Cincinnati's just not that good. Washington wins this game outright.
It's the number 1 pick versus the number 2 pick, and I think the number 2 pick's going to have a field day against Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow's having a good season, a really good season.
Rookie of the year.
Yeah, he puts up a lot of yards, and so we'll see. Justin Herbert's inventing ways to lose games, so they're right there. The Atlanta Falcons.
No, the Chargers have invented ways to lose games. Okay, not Justin Herbert. This has been a thing for years.
So I'm right with you guys. I think Washington's the best team in this division. That's not saying much, but I like Alex Smith. I do. I think he's good for this offense. He's not going to turn the ball over. He's just going to, throw it 4 yards and let receivers or running backs or tight ends do their work. And just, what Jimbo Fisher used to say when he was here at coach at FSU, let every possession end with a kick. And
Alex Smith also passes to running backs 11% of the time. Dwayne Haskins passed to the running backs 2% of the time. Alex Smith is in first place by like 5 or 6%, I believe. It's outrageous how much he's throwing to J.D. McKissick and Antonio Gibson, which I have J.D. So
I've had a man crush on Antonio Gibson all year. So I have too, but I wasn't able to in
leagues, and it hurt me. But I picked up JD, and he's getting the same amount of work. So
yeah.
So we're all in Washington.
I think we're all Washington here. Because I wanted to keep that one short because I think this one's gonna be a little bit longer.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Atlanta at New Orleans. Admittedly, when I got these numbers, I think everybody was assuming Jameis was going to be the quarterback, rightfully so.
Yeah.
So New Orleans is a 6.5-point favorite. They're at home. They do play better at New Orleans. Atlanta's playing a little bit better. So before we get into who we think is going to win this game, 2 days ago, I'm walking. I work at a school for mental and physical disabilities, and every morning we go out and walk around the playground or around the parking lot a couple times, and I get a notification on my phone that Taysom Hill is the starting quarterback for New Orleans. The ball because they can't throw. Boat race Atlanta. I'm not sure which one, to be honest with you.
So I'm going to tell you why Taysom Hill is starting. It's because Sean Payton has a hard-on for Taysom Hill, and he has since he drafted the kid.
100%.
And I don't understand. He throws him in there every game. It makes no sense when Drew Brees could do this exact same thing, even though Drew Brees sucks. I think they're equal quarterbacks. They both suck. Why you're not starting a Hall of Fame quarterback on your sideline and putting him in the game in an offense that needs to be air raid and just air it out to Michael Thomas and Kamara every single play. I don't understand why you wouldn't put Jameis in. What I'm thinking is what's going to happen is Taysom Hill is going to come in, and all of a sudden, here we are, second snap, Jameis Winston comes into the game, and all y'all fantasy managers are going to be like, what the hell? What are we doing? And it's going to be hilarious. I hope that's what happened. It probably won't because he has a hard-on for Taysom Hill. What I will say is I've been all over Drew Brees. He's old. He's done.
Uh-huh.
The New Orleans Saints has a good team. They just need a different quarterback, in my opinion. And they probably win the Super Bowl. Obviously, they have to be a better quarterback than Brees. But without Brees last year, they were 5-0 against the spread. So I'm going to keep riding that number, and I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints.
What I think the Saints should have done is they should be doing 2 quarterback sets. Jameis Winston starting quarterback, have Taysom Hill in there almost every other play, and just do some crazy shit like they used to do last year.
Like I think Jameis Winston's going to play in this game. It's just a matter of how many snaps he's going to get. But I'm a big believer in when you're running 2 quarterbacks, that quarterback can't get in his groove. I watched a full season of Arkansas run 2 quarterbacks, and it was the most atrocious thing I've ever watched in my life.
I will say this though. This game is a must-watch for anybody. Everybody's got to watch this game.
It's time for Taysom Hill to shut up or put up. Like
Yep,
he's either
exactly.
quarterback or he's not, and we're gonna find out.
Wasn't there a team that tried to trade for him in the
There was
offseason?
thoughts of it until we got paid.
So
My theory on this is that Sean Payton's bored.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what it is. I think he's bored, and just like you said, he likes the shiny new toy that he now gets to play with a little bit more instead of Jameis.
With Taysom Hill,
because I thought with Jameis, I was like, well, this offense might actually go some places, because Jameis can actually throw the ball downfield, and Michael Thomas might actually be able to do his strength, and Emmanuel Sanders can run out there, and they got the other kid Smith who can run too. They might actually be able to use that skill set to their advantage instead of just 5-yard dump offs to Kamara and Cook. But nope, he's bored, and he wants to get creative with his offense. I think that's what you're going to see. You're going to see a whole lot of, like reverses and flea flickers and double passes and all these stuff. You're going to see the kitchen sink because honestly, I think he's bored. I think that's simple.
The thing with Jameis is like, yes, he throws interceptions. He throws it to the other team. But the Saints are the kind of team that can afford to turn the ball over once in a while. Like they have a good team all around. They've struggled defensively this year, but they can still stop the run. And so, Gurley's not going anywhere. He's been awful this year. He's going to get his 1 yard per carry, probably 60 yards on 25 carries.
Might get a touchdown when he's not supposed to.
The Saints haven't had their bye week yet, and they're tied. They have the same amount of wins as the Bucks, so I think they'd make the best decision for them, whatever they think they could win with. So maybe they have more confidence in Taysom Hill, which is surprising. But
do you think they're doing this because it's Atlanta, and they think they can beat Atlanta with Taysom Hill?
If it was against the Bucks, I think Jameis Winston starts.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. If this is a bigger game, because I'm pretty sure they have a cushion because they've beaten twice. They've beaten the Bucks twice. So they have the tiebreaker regardless of what happens.
They still need more wins.
Atlanta is undefeated as a road dog this year against the spread, and their last 5 games in November, they're 5-0.
I'm going to operate here that Taysom Hill is going to play this game and be have the vast majority of snaps at quarterback, if not all the snaps at quarterback. I'm taking Atlanta plus 6.5. With Taysom Hill at quarterback, that's a big number.
That's what I was doing. Yeah, I don't trust almost 7 points for New Orleans.
Like I said, this is either going to be a New Orleans wins by 20, and because Taysom Hill just bulldozes their way through Atlanta, or they can't move the ball at all, and Atlanta wins by 30.
I actually think it's going to be a closer game.
That's kind of why I'm on the Saints, is because I think most bettors are thinking like y'all. From what I've seen, I think the number's hovering around 60% on Atlanta betting. That should never be the case for the Atlanta Falcons, ever. So I'm going Saints. Fading the public clear.
We'll see what happens. This will be fun. This will be an interesting game to watch. I'm glad it's a one. I kind of wish it was a 4:25 kick, so get a little bit more time on Red Zone, because I usually watch Red Zone, but I might put this on Fox tomorrow just because I'm very interested in how this game goes.
Condolences to everybody that's playing against 2 quarterbacks tomorrow.
Yeah, Jesus, that's a thing that if people that don't know, ESPN and FanDuel have Taysom Hill as tight end eligible. So shout out to Joe Beckman, who picked up Taysom Hill at tight end to play.
After I dropped him.
To play, and now my dogs are going absolutely berserk. So that's the thing that's happening in my house. I got somebody over tonight to put in some hardwood floors in my house, and my dogs don't get very excited when somebody shows up. So if you can hear that in the background, that's what's happening. My dogs are going crazy. All right, so I think I'm on Atlanta plus 6.5. Dylan, you're at New Orleans minus 6.5, and Tyler, you're at Atlanta.
Yep. But I think it's going to be a close game.
Yeah.
I think the Saints could still win.
like I said, this could be one where I don't think it's gonna be a close game. I really don't. So this one will not be a close game. Pittsburgh at Jacksonville. Pittsburgh's a 9.5-point favorite. I know Pittsburgh dicked around against Dallas and almost lost the game. I think Pittsburgh's bored because they have an easy path to home field advantage now in the AFC. I'm taking Pittsburgh minus 9.5 here. Jake Rudolph. I think Jake Rudolph's the quarterback for. Is that his name? Rudolph?
Jake Lufton,
Button, whatever.
something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. I'm taking Pittsburgh here minus 9.5, and not really thinking twice about it.
I feel like Dylan's gonna do opposite of that for some
Yeah,
reason.
he had that face of
Well, here's the thing. Like I've been saying all season, the Steelers don't blow out teams, and I have a stat to prove it. They are 1-10 in their last 11 as double-digit favorites. Now, obviously, not a double-digit favorite here, but you have to get 10 points in order to win.
They might as well be for all intents and
So
purposes.
it's double-digit spread. They have to win by 2 scores. They play ugly games. The Jaguars have covered their last 2 games with Jake, whatever the hell his name is, who cares, as quarterback.
Almost beat the Packers.
I'm going to lay the points here. I don't
So am
like
I.
it. I hate it. But Pittsburgh don't blow out teams. They just don't, unless it's in their division.
I want to ask you guys a question, though. What game do you think they'll lose? The Steelers. Do you think they'll go undefeated?
Oh, I'd have to pull
Don't
their
know their
schedule.
schedule.
I don't know their schedule.
I'm pulling it up
What's
now.
their schedule?
I don't think so, no.
Okay,
But
so they
they've still
got
got about 85 more injuries to go this year. So
the Jags, Ravens, Washington, Bills, Bengals, Colts, Browns,
they're not beating the Colts. They're not beating
the Bills,
the Bills.
Bills
the
are
Ravens.
I
I
would say
could
the
easily
Bills.
see the Ravens sneak on one.
I would say the
Ravens,
Bills.
Ravens, Steelers Thursday night next week.
Maybe. I would
They're
say
not
Bills.
going undefeated. The Steelers don't go undefeated. It's not what happens.
14-2.
I mean, they might have this thing like
I give
clinched
them
up.
13-3.
What's the AFC rate like standings? Like do they aren't they're in first by a couple games, right?
Yeah, first by 3 games.
Chiefs have one loss.
Who has one loss?
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
But AFC North, they are.
Yeah, but I mean
Oh,
they
yeah,
won the number 1
I
seed.
think they've got that unlocked.
Yeah, they got that a lock. They want the number 1 seed, so
Because only one,
nothing
the first
happened.
seed gets the bye. Only the first seed.
yeah, it's assuming that Kansas City loses another game, which I think they will.
The Chiefs have a better chance of going 15-1 than the Steelers have going undefeated, in my opinion. No matter how bad their schedule is.
Yep.
But
I'm gonna go with Jacksonville too. The only person I can name on that team is DJ Chark. Ken Cole,
Chenault was out this
Chenault.
game, which scares me.
Robinson, he's really good.
James
All
Robinson.
that tells me is
James
DJ
Robinson
Chark is going to eat.
Let's hope, because I traded him for Dalvin Cook, or I traded Dalvin Cook for James Robinson and DK. But it's gonna be a close
When did
game.
you do that?
Huh?
When did you do that?
This week.
Okay, I was like, you did it a few weeks ago. That would not been good.
Oh no, we'll get to that.
Outside of this past game against the Bears, Dalvin's been the best back in the league, and it's not even close. It's not even close. All right, so I'm the only one that's going Pittsburgh just because I don't like that. Jacksonville's bleh.
1-10. That's all I got to say.
Find out. Next game, New England at Houston. Houston is a 2.5-point favorite at home. New England, man, that Bill Belichick has some like deal with the gods that he was able to make sure that the absolute monsoon of monsoons came down when Baltimore was trying to come back and tie that game. Baltimore had no interest in trying to tie that game. None. They wanted just to get out of there. That was a mess. That last game they played, I think, was it Monday night? Sunday night? Was it Sunday or Monday night?
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Vikings were Monday.
You're right.
Yeah. So that was a monsoon of all monsoon. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's absolutely crazy. And I was actually following the weather.
So I did see it, and I feel very stupid because I bet the over and I didn't look at the weather. That was my bad, because I would not have bet the over. If it wasn't a monsoon outside, that over hits.
It just constantly rained the whole time. Never picked up. They're at least a little bit thankful that it was on a kind of a artificial type surface, because if that was a regular grass field, that would have been a complete disaster. You would not have been able to tell anything. That was, man. So Houston's a 2.5-point favorite. It's at home. Oh man, I was kind of surprised that Houston was the favorite.
Same.
And I'm kind of disappointed because I was going to take Houston. I don't like the 2.5.
Are we sure Houston's the favorite here?
I'll double check. Yeah, Houston minus 2.5.
They did open up. They did open up underdogs. So okay.
So
the line has changed.
I've been telling you guys this, that Cam Newton has kind of turned back into 2 years ago Cam Newton with the Panthers, where it looks like it's painful for him to throw the football, and like
COVID brain.
The best throw all night was the Jacoby Myers throw.
Jacoby Myers. I just want to say this: that kid's going to be a stud. He's going to be good. I picked him up in every league. He's going to be good.
Man,
this is a 50-50 for me.
It is. David Johnson's not playing.
Thank God.
Duke Johnson's the starter. You got the Johnson twins there. But Houston's played better since they fired Bill O'Brien. Man, I don't want to. Give me Houston minus 2.5, and I'm not really like with my eyes closed kind of thing.
Gilmore is potentially back in this game. She's pretty much been out all year. At least when New England's defense has looked awful when he's not on the field. He changes that defense, obviously reigning defensive player of the year.
Yep.
He only practiced limited, though, so I don't know that he's going to be at 100%. I don't like this game at all. I wouldn't bet this game.
I wouldn't. I'm not touching this.
I'm going to pick New England here because Houston's run defense is so bad, and New England is going to do their thing where they're just going to bully you. They're going to run down your throat. They're going to have 4 different running backs carry the ball, and they're going to continue to just run it all game. And so I'm going to take New England here. I think they probably win this game. Obviously, if you can get them as an underdog, I would take that. I would just take the points, but I'm going to take New England.
Yeah, with these points, I'm going to pick New England to win. But if it was the other way around, I probably wouldn't. But having New England as an underdog against the 2-7 Texans,
who are also 2-7 against the spread.
Yeah. You said Stephon Gilmore's playing?
He practiced this week at a limited fashion. He was supposed to make a decision on Friday. He has not made a decision from what I've seen, and it still shows him it's questionable.
I'll pick New England. I think you just got to pick who you think's going to win at this point.
Say that. I've lost on 1 point before when I took that. And I took outright. So
I'm not touching this game. Like, I'm not touching this game. Not at all. So I'm the only one that takes Houston there.
Yeah, I believe so.
All right.
Here's
Next
a fun one.
Yeah. Philadelphia at Cleveland. Cleveland is a 3.5-point favorite at home. Miles Sanders is back, obviously, for Philadelphia. They're finally starting to get a little bit healthy. A little bit. But they got Jalen Reagor now back, and they're starting to at least get somewhat of a semblance of offense. There was a while there at Philadelphia. You couldn't name 3 guys on their offense not named Carson Wentz. So they're starting to get a little bit back healthy. I'm taking Philadelphia here only because Philadelphia has a way of showing up right when you think they're dead in the water. And I kind of think they're dead in the water. So I'm going to take Philadelphia plus 3.5. But I think they're going to win the game outright.
I hate Philadelphia.
My addiction to betting on the Eagles is officially over after last week. The $500 loss didn't do it for me. I was still addicted. Losing to the Giants and just watching the play-by-play of that game, that did it for me.
I've tried staying away from the Eagles this year. I'm probably going to continue that. I picked the Giants to win last week. I'm picking the Cleveland Browns to win this week. Probably won't bet again for the Eagles the rest of the year.
Eagles are 1-6 coming off of a loss as well. Now, the thing that worries me about this game is for the 3rd straight week, there's bad weather in Cleveland, and the Browns have looked very bad with bad weather.
Is it bad weather again?
It's not a good quarterback.
Got Chubb and Hunt, though.
They still looked very bad last week.
They looked awful. Everything was bad about that.
Chubb looked good. Chubb looked good. He looked fantastic. I would have liked if he would have scored the touchdown at the end, but it's whatever. It's cool.
Didn't he?
Don't worry about it.
No, he didn't.
I didn't need you to score that touchdown. That's for sure.
He was running down the sideline. There was nobody within a county of him, and he just ran out of bounds at the 1.
Oh.
I apologize for everyone who had the Browns -4. As someone who has Chubb on their fantasy team.
That will hurt your feelings if you're a fantasy owner or somebody that bets lines. That will hurt your feelings.
That reminded me of Todd Gurley a few years ago when he was having his monster season, and he did that to me.
Oof.
I don't know who to choose here. 3.5, bad weather. It's Eagles.
Ignore the Eagles.
I'm taking the Eagles. I'm on the Eagles.
Oh my gosh. You guys.
Philadelphia has to win this game. There's not many winnable games left for them on the schedule outside their division.
They have to win this game, but they're not going to win this game.
They have to win this game.
I should have asked an Eagles fan before I came on what they thought. That's what I should.
I did. They said they're losing this game.
They're losing this game?
That's what he said.
I'm Philadelphia then. Because this has worked out every time.
Okay. All right. After this week, though, you guys aren't picking the Eagles for the rest of the year.
You don't know
that. Guaranteed.
Do they play the Cowboys?
My addiction.
Cowboys will win that game.
They will not. Come on, man. All right. Next game is, and I'm betting this is dependent on Teddy Bridgewater. Is he playing? Does anybody know for sure? If Teddy Bridgewater is playing?
As far as I know, he's playing.
I think he is.
Shows him as questionable, but I have not seen anything about him being.
Just think he won't play.
So, now literally get an update.
Game time decision. It
5
says.
minutes.
Oh Jesus.
So you got to decide.
Carolina here. I'm going to take Carolina here. Who's the backup? Anybody have any idea?
Will Greer?
No, PJ Walker.
Walker.
MVP of the what was that league called? XFL.
Shout out Vince McMahon.
The Rock now.
Yeah, The Rock now. Staying in the WWE family though, so I'm here for it. I'm going to take Carolina minus 2.5. Only if Teddy Bridgewater plays.
Oh, you're hedging your bets, huh?
I'm absolutely hedging my bets.
Well, I didn't know Bridgewater was thinking about sitting because I haven't seen anything of him sitting this week. My stat was actually Bridgewater has only failed to cover against the spread after failing twice in his career. He's like 32-14 or something against the spread as a starting quarterback. So I'm going Carolina here because he failed to cover last week. And so I'm going with Carolina this week.
I'm going to go Carolina as well. DeAndre Swift isn't playing.
That's big.
I think Teddy Bridgewater will play. I really want Christian McCaffrey to start playing soon because he's been a total bust.
I would too. We played on this. My entire bench on the TRHS Fantasy Football League is on IR. I got Zach
Christian McCaffrey, Chris Carson. This guy lucked out this week. McCaffrey.
So Calvin Ridley was out. I was literally picking up guys off the scrap heap and starting them because I had nothing else to do. I was starting Wayne Gallman. That's how bad it went. That's how bad.
They were wired and running backs in 2 leagues.
I'm starting Kirk Cousins this week because Josh Allen's on bye.
That's not a bad start.
No,
that's not bad. It's Dallas,
but I have Chris Carson, Christian McCaffrey, Josh Allen on the bench right now.
Yeah,
it's rough.
Yeah, there's worse starts than Kirk Cousins against Dallas.
True.
You can just toss it off to Dalvin about 4 or 5 times. You'll get yourself some yards out that way.
No, he's gonna throw it out.
Adam Thielen too.
I'm taking Carolina as well, though.
Yeah, I think Carolina's the play here.
Yeah,
yeah. And now
I've stayed away from the Lions this year.
Yeah, Kenny Galladay's still out, but Marvin Jones having a pretty nice time with him not in there. Can you guys hear the hammering that's going on in my house? All right. There's an earthquake going on. Tennessee at Baltimore. This is a really sneaky game. I'm telling you right now. What?
How does Baltimore get all these games in their favor?
Lamar Jackson.
I was actually going to go on a rant of so. You look at this line. This is the easiest game of all time, right? Take the Titans.
Yeah.
Take the Titans.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I have been overthinking myself all year because of that logic. Because I'm like, oh no, everyone's going to be on the Titans here. This is an easy pick. So Vegas wants you to pick Baltimore. So I'm going to pick Baltimore. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not falling for that trap this time. And I'm going to tell you what. Baltimore is out missing their 2 interior starting defensive linemen for consecutive weeks. If you watch that Patriots game, Patriots ran down the middle every time. They ran the ball all over them. And guess who's on the sideline for Tennessee Titans? Derrick Henry. Okay? They're going to pound the ball. And then not only that, Baltimore plays man-to-man defense. A.J. Brown burns man-to-man defense. He lights them up. He can't do anything against zones, but he lights up man-to-man coverage, and that's all Baltimore runs. Telling you right here, right now, don't play Dalvin Cook this week because of the matchup. Play Derrick Henry. He's going to be lower in ownership. He's cheaper. He's the play. Everyone thinks Baltimore's defense is so good. It is against certain teams, but not a team like the Titans, not the way they play. And every time the Titans play Baltimore, the Titans blow them out.
They're a bad matchup.
Jadeveon Clowney was placed on IR today, but he hasn't done anything all year, so is that really a big deal?
Doesn't hurt me.
So glad Seattle didn't pay him.
It doesn't hurt me because I would also take the over in this game. I'm not 100% what it's sitting at right now, but I would take the over because Tennessee's defense sucks regardless. So
I took the Titans. Dylan, Titans. It's the easiest game of the week, I think.
You can't overthink that one.
You can't.
And if Baltimore wins that, I'm okay with losing that because that's one you can't overthink. Baltimore should not be 6.5 point favorites.
No. Sooner or later, Lamar Jackson's going to have a good game. Hopefully, it's not this week.
Might miss the playoffs.
I think they're going to extend the playoffs because I'm pretty sure there's going to be somebody when I've had a theory on this that Christmas time is going to come around. They're going to have a couple people get COVID, and they're not going to have enough. They're going to run out of time. They're going to have to extend the playoffs.
The NFL will actually do the smart thing and extend
the
season,
playoff games.
unlike college football, why they can't push back the college football playoff is beyond me.
I don't know.
They have started scheduling out of conference games though, so that's big.
That's not getting played. The next one, the New York Jets at the LA Chargers. Chargers are a 9.5-point favorite. This is a good game for Justin Herbert to probably get healthy a little bit. Joe Flacco is the quarterback for the Jets. I think they did say they're trying to get LaMichael Pirine some more carries for the Jets though. Maybe
a mistake. They got Frank Gore.
Try to weed out Frank
the Tank.
I'm almost tempted to take the Jets plus 9.5. I almost am.
Chargers find ways to lose games.
They do, and I could see the Jets like scoring a touchdown late to give them an 8-point loss or something. I could easily see that happening.
I already wrote my team down.
I'm taking the Jets plus 9.5. Let's do it.
Okay, Mr. Justin Herbert jersey.
I tried to look up stats for this game, and all of them are so anti-Charger and anti-Jets. They're so all the stats were just terrible records for both teams against the spread. So I'm going to take the Jets here.
That's what I'm doing too.
The Chargers find ways to win.
Chargers will win this game though.
No,
Chargers will win this game. If they don't win this game, if the Chargers don't win this game,
I'm switching. We can't all three be on the Jets. That's not how this works. Justin Herbert has 4 touchdowns this game. Clock it in. Not only that, Brian Poole is out, which is the only good player on the Jets. The only good one. So Keenan Allen is going to have a field day.
I think I stacked them. I think I stacked the Chargers. I think I did. I think I stacked the Chargers in one of my DK plays.
Now Joe Flacco is going to have 5 touchdowns.
Seriously, he might turn back into Joe Flacco for a game.
2012 Flacco.
I don't think he's ever had 5 touchdowns in a game. Someone needs to fact check me on that because I legit don't think he has.
Oh, a Flacco?
Yeah.
I'd almost guarantee he has. He had that run in the playoffs. I guarantee you he had a touchdown game.
I think it was that defense, though. That defense was pretty good.
You're talking about Joe Flacco had a run. His defense had a run.
All right, next one. Miami at Denver. Miami's a 2.5-point favorite. I am buying Tua. I'm not sure he's better than Ryan Fitzpatrick is, but Miami's better with Tua. They play better with Tua. They play better. They play harder for Tua. That defense is all of a sudden turned into something legit with Tua. It's a thing. It's a thing.
They've been good all year.
I mean, but it's a thing that, even though the other quarterback might be better, the team might just respond better to a certain quarterback. And I think that's happening in Miami. I think they're Tua hadn't played great. He played a little bit better last game. And I think this is a game that he'll probably play pretty well. I'm taking Miami minus 2.5. I'm buying the Tua stuff. I'm absolutely buying Tua.
I said it last week. This Miami's, for whatever reason, Vegas isn't giving them the correct lines. They should be a touchdown favorite here. Miami is good this year. They're 7-2 against the spread this year, tied with the Steelers for the best in the record in the league. Miami is good. That defense is good. You saw what the Raiders defense did to Drew Lock last week. That was ugly. 4 interceptions. Are you kidding me? I had the over. What are we doing? I mean, unreal. Miami is going to dominate this game. I don't see Miami winning by 2 scores, but I wouldn't doubt it.
I see them winning by more than 2 scores.
More than
think-
2 scores?
2 scores or more, yeah.
Okay.
Slow down. It's the Dolphins
I was like-
still.
I was like, that's a 17-point game. Okay.
Yeah,
That could very easily happen.
it could, yeah. With 4 interceptions again.
The Raiders.
The Miami defense has scored like a touchdown in like 2 or 3 consecutive games, right? They've had a run there.
Oh yeah, I've had them on a fantasy team all year.
Yeah. Well, it might have been their special teams though was on one of them. But yeah,
They have a
defense
good
teams.
secondary.
Yeah.
Like
So
that's what they worked on, and they went out and signed a bunch of people. Like they sucked
Byron
last year.
Jones.
They did awesome in free agency. They went out and paid everybody.
It's crazy to see the Patriots third in that division. It's nuts.
Yep. All right. Games everybody waiting for.
Dalvin Cook peaked.
This is Oh, you're a funny guy. You're a funny guy.
Tell me he's getting another 40-point game in fantasy this year.
He won't get another 40-pointer, but he might get 30 this week.
It's all about the receivers.
He might get 30 this week. He might. Dallas Cowboys, Andy Dalton is back. Not that means anything. Against the Minnesota Vikings. Sneakily, Minnesota Vikings are still in play for the playoffs. Still in play. Especially if they extend the playoffs. Especially if they extend it to like 8 teams. So Minnesota's absolutely playing for something. Dallas is kind of playing for something. Kind of. What's going on? What are you doing? But
Now he just took the lead.
what?
Cincinnati.
Oh, I was like, what's going on?
Cincinnati has a chance to get in the playoffs. I want to see it.
Oh, okay.
You can't be losing to you.
That'd be sweet. That would be cool.
So Minnesota is a 9.5-point favorite. This is either the game that Dallas says we're in this to make the playoffs, or we're in the tank for Trevor.
If 2 teams from that division get into the playoffs, I'm gonna be so disappointed. That division is garbage.
Which one?
North
North ain't much better.
East, is that Dallas?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
there's no way 2 teams are getting
eliminated.
There's
For
no way.
The West is too tough.
Dallas isn't winning that division
The
though.
West is getting 3 teams.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
could almost have 4.
The Dallas is either saying this week that we are in it to possibly make the playoffs, which I don't think you should be, because you're not going to go anywhere. You're just going to lose by 30 in the playoff game, or you're in the tank for Trevor Justin Fields thing and hoping that maybe the Jets win the game.
You think they go away from Dak?
No, I don't. I think they would trade the pick for a boatload of picks and players and restock. That's what they should do. But Jerry Jones is Jerry Jones, and he likes his shiny new toys sometimes.
Yep.
So he might think that Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields, and he might be right, is more box office than Dak Prescott. So Minnesota minus 9.5. I'm on Minnesota. I think this if Minnesota gets out to an early lead, this might be a boat race, and they might win this by 20 or 30. That's my opinion.
So I'm kind of with you on, like, the Vikings have turned a corner. They're looking kind of like the old Vikings. But the only thing that scares me is, believe it or not, Dallas's defense. And I'm going to tell you why. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. The reason why is because they play like this cover 4 type defense, and Kirk Cousins struggles against that defense. Very bad matchup for Kirk Cousins. Obviously, that doesn't matter if Dalvin Cook rushes for 200 yards. But I know everyone is stacking the Vikings because they think it's such a good matchup. It's not.
I am.
I have to.
And on the opposite side, it's actually a good matchup for Andy Dalton for the defense that Minnesota plays.
So you're picking Dallas.
The Vikings win this game. 9.5 is a lot of points for me for the Vikings. So I'm going to take Dallas. I'm not happy about it. But the last time I did this, I won. Remember that Steelers game, boys?
This one's a little bit more believable.
Yeah, this guy knew I knew. I know what I'm.
If it happens again, it happens again.
The problem with Dallas is that if Minnesota gets out to a 10-point lead early, they might just quit.
FYI, Dallas is 1-8 against the spread. Worse than we.
That one win, the one game, that one game. We'll see. Dallas is prone to quit, and this might be the game they're just like, you know what, we're just gonna call it. Go ahead and call it a season, boys. We'll see. Because they have, I think, Washington has the tiebreaker right now on them. That's gonna be a fun game. A fun game is an interesting way to put it. An interesting game there on Thanksgiving Day. The Giants don't yet, but they might in the and then obviously Philly, they've lost to Philly and they've lost to Washington. They have beat New York. So I don't know the tiebreakers after you're 1-1. I guess it's division record after that. And I don't know the division records. I can't imagine that Dallas is in it.
I'll help you out. Dallas isn't making the playoffs. They've already been eliminated.
I'm sorry?
They're not making the playoffs. They've already been eliminated, even in that bad of a division.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is. So.
It's bad. So
I'm looking at the division right now.
It's the race is to 5. Whoever gets to 5 wins first wins.
That might be actually the case.
Like, I'm not kidding. I think it's the 5 wins. And I think Philadelphia's got 2 more wins in them. But they got to win this week.
That tie is going to help them a lot, I think.
Yes. The tie actually might save them. If Philly wins this week, they're going to the playoffs.
It's Cleveland?
Yes. If they beat Cleveland, they're going to the playoffs.
Unless Washington wins.
Washington, yeah, stealing one.
Giants have been playing good.
But we'll see.
Giants defense is legit too.
Giants have gone to something. If they can keep Saquon Barkley healthy, they might be onto something. Next one. Green Bay at Indianapolis. Don't ever touch an Indianapolis Colt in fantasy. That is against the law. Nobody knows who's going to carry the ball. Nobody knows who Phillip Rivers is going to throw it to. The only thing you can count on is that defense. Kind of surprised. I'm not surprised that Indy is a 1.5 point favorite here. I think people are not on the Aaron Rodgers train right now. I'm going to go ahead and take Green Bay plus 1.5. I think they'll win the game outright.
I think the Packers win this game too. Aaron Rodgers is very good as a underdog on the road, so I'm going to take Rodgers here.
Why are they the underdog?
Because they're at home. They're at home.
It's kind of okay.
Colts have been good. They got a good defense.
Do they have crowds?
Yes, I think.
Okay.
It's Indiana. I'm almost guessing it is.
Okay. I think, Green Bay's going to win this game. Is Devontae Adams playing?
Yes.
Okay.
And Lazard is back too, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Green Bay's going to win.
Yeah.
I think they're just the better overall team.
All right, so I think we're all on Green Bay on that one.
Yep.
All right, this one's coming up is going to be sneaky interesting, and I'll tell you why. So there's a thing that happened the last time they played earlier. I think it was earlier this year, where Las Vegas won, and John Gruden, being John Gruden, decided to take a victory lap around Arrowhead Stadium in the bus after he was done. And that rubbed Andy Reid the wrong way. And so I think Andy Reid might be out for blood on this game. And he might just pull out all his stops and play this like this is the Super Bowl must-win kind of thing. And Las Vegas might get boat raced. they might get boat raced.
So that's what everyone is saying. I have been back and forth on this game, back and forth all week. What I think is going to happen, what's not going to happen, because that's my thought process. I absolutely love the victory lap because
I do too. I think it's hilarious.
As a Raiders fan, this team was designed to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. That is the only thing that when they go into an offseason that they were thinking, because Kansas City is the new Patriots. They're going to be good for the next 10 years. Las Vegas is designing their team to beat Kansas City because that's who they're going to have to go through in the playoffs. That's who they're going to have to beat twice a year in their division. Okay? The Kansas City Chiefs are pissed. They feel like this is a must-win for them. They feel like this is a must-win for them, whereas the Raiders, I feel like we already beat them once. We're looking good. We're probably going to make the playoffs. Like, if we lose, we lose. We want to win, but if we lose, whatever. We already beat you once at your place. Who cares? We know we can beat you now. So I've been on the Kansas City all week. I am now flip-flopping because, this team is designed to beat the Chiefs, and I have this picture in my head of Kansas City going 14-2. 2 losses to the Las Vegas Raiders. Could you imagine that playoff game? Oh, my God. I want to see it. Let's make it happen, Raiders. Give me the points. Sprinkle the money line. Raiders win this, baby. Let's go.
If the Raiders win this game, if the Raiders win this game,
take the points. Sprinkle the money line.
If the Raiders win this game, do you think they could win the division?
No.
They'd only be 1 game behind.
No.
Really?
They have 2 more losses on that schedule.
Chiefs did not have a defense last year, and they walked away with the Super Bowl, in my opinion. Like, if they didn't have bad first half in every playoff game, they'd blow everybody out. They actually have a good defense this year.
I said I'd do whatever you did, Dylan, and you picked the Raiders. The Raiders have been good to me all year, but if they win this game, I can see them winning the division. Just 1 game behind.
And Henry Ruggs, obviously he's not having this season that Justin Jefferson's having, CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, all these good rookie receivers. He's not having the type of season they are, but he has changed that offense. He is such a threat. Teams are legit designing their defense around stopping Henry Ruggs because he could break loose at any point. And it has Nelson Aguilar is good again. There's Josh Jacobs is leading in broken tackles since he's came into the league. He already has 100 broken tackles since last year, which is insane.
All right, so I will say this. If they win this game, they might win out. The Raiders. If you've seen
they've had the toughest schedule in the league so far.
They don't know.
Look at their record.
I'm gonna go down their schedule the rest of the year for you. At Atlanta, win. At Jets,
I don't know.
Win.
At the Jets, win.
I don't like those East Coast games for the Raiders.
Indy at home.
I can see them winning that.
It's a tough one.
Chargers at home.
That's a close one.
It's a close one.
Miami at home.
Close one.
They'd be favored.
At Denver.
Win.
They're probably favored in every game, maybe except Indy.
Yep.
If they beat the Chiefs, they'll be favored.
Chiefs play the Bucks, Broncos, Dolphins, Saints, Falcons, and Chargers. They could lose to the Dolphins and Saints.
Drew Brees will be back by that game too.
Maybe they don't want him.
14-2, guys. That's what the Kansas City Chiefs are going.
That's gonna be fun. I think this is the game where everybody says, "Oh yeah, Patrick Mahomes is still playing," because people have like kind of forgotten about Patrick Mahomes this year a little bit.
He should be running away from for the MVP if people weren't on Russell Wilson so hard.
Russell Wilson shouldn't be number 1 right now.
No. The MVP should be Dalvin if Minnesota makes playoffs.
No. Patrick Mahomes is throwing 1 interception, and all of his numbers, touchdowns, yards, is better than Russell Wilson.
But they will never give it to another running back. It will not happen.
It doesn't look like that, no.
I'm going to take Kansas City because I think they're out for blood in this game, and if they have a chance, they're going to run it up. And but Josh Jacobs is built for this game. This is why they have Josh Jacobs. This is why they have Darren Waller. This is why they, like you said, this is the game they've been built to beat the Chiefs.
They do the same thing every game. They score a ton of points, but they don't play this fast offense. They hold the ball for 10 minutes. Like
That's
it's
what Gruden does. That's what Gruden does.
They dink and dunk, and then next possession they'll come out and they'll beat you over the top every time.
So I'm
surprised. Derek Carr has been the best deep passer in the league. He is not just a dump it off quarterback. Thank you very much.
I'm taking Kansas City in this, mostly because I think they're pissed off. But I wouldn't be surprised if Las Vegas won this game outright. But I
feel like the line should be closer. But
Vegas is thinking the same thing everyone else is thinking. Yeah. Oh, they lost. Kansas City is going to come out and run up the score. This is a revenge game for the Kansas City. It's hilarious to talk about it like this because it is the Raiders, but to Kansas City, this is actually a big game to them. Like all the players have came out and said something about this game. They actually care about this game. This is a playoff game to them.
That'll be a fun game too. It's Sunday Night Football. These Sunday night, Monday night games are actually good this week because outside of the night game on Thursday night, the other 2 games suck to high heaven. So at least we get some interesting games this Sunday and Monday. And if you play Sunday, Monday slate on DraftKings, this will be a fun play. This will be fun because you got some guys that you can play in this. That it won't be, not everybody will have the same lineup. So this will be fun. So the last game, LA Rams at Tampa Bay, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the fighting Tom Brady's. Tampa Bay is a 3.5-point favorite. And I am telling you right now, I'm taking the Rams in the 3.5. Don't want the 3.5. Don't need the 3.5. I will take the Rams straight up. They are beating the fighting Tampa Bays.
I've been all over the Rams. They're back to a Super Bowl contender, in my opinion. Tom Brady is 8-1-1 in his last 10 games of Monday Night Football against the spread when he is less than a touchdown favorite. So I'm going to take the Buccaneers here, solely based off that stat.
Not only do I want the Bucs to win this game because the Rams need to lose, but we were talking about the MVP race, and I think 1 and 2 should be Mahomes and Brady, then Rodgers, then Russell.
And Dalvin.
No.
I put Ronald Jones over Brady. Get out of here.
Really?
Oh, come on, man. Yeah. Come on, man. Yeah, he's got one great run.
I think the Bucs do win this game. It's Florida. They have an attendance, I'm sure.
They do.
Okay.
Shout out Florida.
Yeah.
I think the Rams are a bad matchup for Tampa.
I think they look good because they played Seattle, and I told Dylan last week that Rams always play Seattle tough, and he didn't listen to me. He didn't.
I said the same thing. I agree.
You pick Seattle.
Yeah, I picked Seattle. I agreed with you, though. I was on the same boat. I just picked against you.
The way to beat Tom Brady is make him uncomfortable. Don't let him sit there. And the Rams will not let him sit there. Cincinnati did something. I don't know what it is. Either a pick six or something happened.
Oregon just won.
Oh. All right. I think the Rams get to Tom Brady here. I think they make him uncomfortable. They're gonna hit him a lot. And I think the Rams win this game. They can score. They can score. The defense has been a little shaky lately in Tampa, and we'll see what happens. I like the Rams here by plus 3.5. I love the half. I love the half there. I love the half. But so give me the Rams plus 3.5. I think they win this game outright though.
Let's hope not.
So this will be a fun slate to watch. There's a lot of good, interesting games. Obviously the 1 o'clock slate is highlighted by we have no idea what the hell is going to happen in New Orleans. That's the highlighter of that one. And Green Bay, Indianapolis obviously is a good game in the 4:20 or the 4 o'clock slate. So that should be fun, guys.
I'm watching the Chiefs Raiders game.
Chiefs. Well, that's Sunday Night Football. But
is it Sunday night? Thank God.
Night. So so you got everything lined up for you. It should be a really fun park your ass on the couch Sunday.
Heck yeah.
So thank you guys for listening. Next week we will have this, even though it's Thanksgiving weekend. I will not be here. I will be in Houston visiting family, and I'll be on my way back from Houston. But I will not be doing this from a hotel in Covington, Louisiana. Thank you guys for listening. This is the TRHS Sports. So we will be back next week with the Thanksgiving slate. It'll be a little bit less because there's 3 games Thanksgiving night?
3 games Thanksgiving. Yeah.
And when do they start playing Saturday games? When does that happens? Soon, right?
I think week 16.
Is it okay? Is it that late? Okay, maybe I'm wrong. So it should be fun next week. Hope you guys have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. If you are traveling, if you're staying home, stay safe, you guys. Make sure whatever you're doing, make sure you thank a veteran, thank a first responder, thank a hospital worker, thank a truck driver. They're the reason why we're able to do this every single week, and they will be spending, a lot of them will be spending their Thanksgivings away from their families, which is even harder during this year than this year. So just make sure they're in your thoughts, and thank them if you get a chance. You guys have a great night, and we will talk to you next week.
See ya.